Hello tanks and tankettes, welcome to a bit of live recorded gameplay, and I'm just having one of those days apparently. This is like the 6th time I've tried to actually sit down and record this today. It's not gone particularly well, mostly because my brain has been cooperating even less than usual. So the tank that I am trying to play is the AMX 50B, and this is a very recent acquisition. I got this like 2 days ago, after finally getting through the 5120, which itself is not a bad tank, but as you can see I haven't hung on to it, even though I have almost all of the French heavies, just because honestly it didn't feel worth hanging on to. The 50B is just an upgrade in basically every single way. Like, there's nothing that the 5120 can really do better apart from being a tier 9 heavy tank. Unquestionably, it is better at being a tier 9 heavy tank than the 50B is, because obviously, well, I don't even need to finish that sentence, really, do I? Caption guy would only mock me if I did. But basically, it is not unlike the jump from tier 6 to tier 7 and the AMX M4, where just your mobility and your gun handling and just kind of like all the soft stats get better, even though it's the same gun, so like that. Although I did actually keep both the ARL and the AMX M4, because the ARL, you know, talking about the not great gun handling on that, if you compare like with like the long 90mm gun between those two tanks, the AMX M4 unquestionably gets better, but you've got other gun choices for the ARL. Whereas with the 5120 and this thing, I think you can use other guns with a 5120, but you really want to use this 120mm gun with its 257 average pen and 400 average damage. And this is just, it's not dissimilar in a lot of ways, like the play style, but it's just more so. It's just better at it. And it's things like it gets an extra, I think it's 2 degrees gun depression. The time it takes you to empty your clip is significantly reduced. The soft gun stats are all better. The clip reload time is better. The frontal armor is actually a lot better. You've still got a big soft turret, but the actual front plate is a lot tougher indeed. So, although the people that know what they're doing are just going to shoot in the turret, you will sometimes get occasional kind of lucky troll bounces on the upper front plate, which the 5120 really couldn't do. Like, this has got the best frontal armor of any of the French heavies, followed actually by the ARL 44. So yeah, it's just all round a better package. Oh, hello, that's a Lutwut. Now, I don't want to park myself in the line of artillery fire. I should be arty safe right now. We'll see how this works out. I mean, it's still like the 5120. It's still more of that kind of, shall we say, secondary, like second line heavy kind of playstyle. You don't want to, especially, already got a bounce on the front plate. You don't want to be facing off against head-to-head against like IS4s and whatever. But if you can use the better gun stats, you can get away with a lot more shots that would be difficult in any other vehicle, just because you basically, you can afford to not, like, you can take shots that in the 5120 would just not work, because the soft gun stats are that much better. And the aim time is actually identical to the amount of time in between each shot getting off. So you can basically aim as fast as you can pump out your shells. And as you can imagine, for an autoloader, that's incredibly useful. Also, I am tracked, that's not particularly good. Okay. Anyway, that's that annoying scout down. Good guy, WZ-120. I could have reloaded my clip and gone after that guy, but I'm still worried about, like, artillery. This might just be the one battle if it's a typical swamp battle, because we know how that can go. Sometimes it surprises you though, sometimes the games are not what you think they're going to be, but other times they most very definitely are. Oh, hello. Okay, they are on the move. There's a house between me and him. Yes. Might get some shots. No, okay, he's down. I'm definitely being wary because 3 artillery I had one of my earlier attempts at recording. Literally, the only damage I took. It was an Ensk game, and the only damage I took in the entire battle was being shot once by artillery for 1750 health, which rather hurt. It was most of my hit points gone in one blow, which is, you know, the reason why everybody loves artillery is that they can do that. Yes, which makes everybody like it's. Not at all surprising to me that Armoured Warfare comes along. They've done their most recent closed alpha test, which is now concluded, and they had a kind of a preview of what the artillery is going to be. And surprise, surprise, Wargaming turns around with one of their Q&A answers and says, "Well, actually, we might look at we might take a look at artillery mechanics, see if there's some kind of changes we can implement there." And it's like, yeah, okay. Okay. Not at all surprising, but okay. At least they are not just going to totally... Like, it is at the point where it's taken somebody... It's the direct threat of competition which has made them suddenly go, well, we're in danger of losing paying customers to this other game, so maybe we should revisit this not very popular mechanic. So... It's taken that much for it to happen, but hey, if that's what it takes, then that's fine by me. So yeah, maybe by the time we get to 9.10, which could happen, they have said that that could happen, we'll actually have, well, probably won't be that soon, but maybe, let's say, very late this year, and we end up with radically different looking artillery. You know, we have World of Tanks Phase 2, I don't know what you'd want to call it, but well, hello. But can I get the top of his... No, that bounce. And whoa, that bounced down. He hit the very top of my turret for 0 damage. Well, it cost him. And it didn't cost me, so that was a very lucky turret bounce. Like, that was a pure auto bounce. Maybe I can... No, the extra gun depression on this is so nice after playing the 5120, and the aim time as well, especially because so many times the 5120 is sitting there, and you're thinking, well, I could take this shot, but it would involve losing half my health to do so, because A, you've got the poor gun depression, and B, you have to sit and aim and aim and aim. That's not fun. Right, I'm actually going to reload my clip. And I bet they choose that moment to come over just as I reload, but of course they don't know that I'm reloading. Half the time, as long as you act as if you're reloading, or act as if you're not reloading rather, act as if that you have got shells in your clip, well, that can be enough to deter people. That's part of the power of autoloaders. Right, the Jagdtiger's around there as well. Artillery is probably the main threat at this point. We might be able to get some sneaky side shots in, but it depends... oh, maybe not though. I was thinking it depends what... well, 57 Heavy's stepping up to that bit. They've still got 704X down to, who's over in that direction. I don't think that lines of fire. We'll have a little peek. The 57 Heavy might be coming around. The thing with artillery in a game like this is you've got to think about where they might be looking. And how much, like, grace you might have, how much leeway you might have in terms of being able to go around and do something. I could try it. It's incredibly risky, but I could probably... What's the 57 Heavy's health? It's 818. Where's the Jagdtiger? The main threat is the enemy artillery, and also that 704. Right, this is a risk, but we're going to do it anyway, calculate it. 704 may well spot me. And if I can get into artillery cover behind that knoll of ground there and take out the T-57 Heavy before he realises what's happening. Come on, no, one hit. There we go, that was pure auto aim, that's fine. Well, I took a hit from him, but I think that was a worthwhile exchange. I'm still testing the capabilities of this. I'm being a bit cautious because I've managed to throw my tank away very inelegantly a couple of times already, but if you've watched any of my 5120 videos, you'll know that that was a tank that I struggled to get consistent results with anyway. It's not one that I could consistently do well with. I'd have like a very good game followed by a string of really terrible games. And that was pretty much part of the course. Whereas something like the mouse, at least I can play it in a consistent way. And so long as, well, I mean, a lot depends on the map, a lot depends on artillery, but I can get a kind of more consistent results with a mouse or an IS-4. So this is, I mean, it's got the same challenges for me as the 5120 did, but it's just improved in every way. And of course, this is my first tier 10 auto-loading heavy. I don't have the T57 heavy. I'm sure I will do someday, but for now I am... well, there's no RT left. The 704 might not be... This is 55, there gone. Right, there he is. Let's just get behind the 704 then and clip him. I am, as of yet, unspotted, although... Oh, 255 might have spotted me, but anyway. Like, doing this, firing on the move with the 5120 would have just been suicidal. I would have had to sit there and just let the reticle settle forever. And then I would have had to spend about a third as long. Well, would it be a third as long? It's nearly an extra second on the the shot-to-shot time, 2.5 versus 3.33. So I don't know what that would be in terms of an actual a fraction, but still, it's just all round so much more pleasant to play. So that was actually not too bad. I was top half of the team, 3,000 damage, 3 kills. Yeah, it's not really a facing off against other heavy tanks. It's still that kind of surprise butt sex play style. If you can get behind somebody, and especially if they're clippable, then you can really you can do a lot of damage. And I traded a bit of health to get that T57 heavy, but that was well worth it as it turned out. I didn't end up getting shot by the 704 or artillery or anything else. So sometimes you have to take those risks, and sometimes they pay off and sometimes they don't. But overall, yes, I'm rather enjoying it. And the fact that I now have acquired this thing means that the only heavies that I have left to get are now the not Japanese, because there aren't any Japanese heavies yet. The T7 heavy, which I will have someday. As you can see, I'm slowly going through the T71. Not because I'm not enjoying it, just because I don't play it that often. And then the T69 and the T5041 might take me a while, but we'll see. And then on, of course, the Chinese line, I'm still working my way up towards the 113. I'm actually not that far off the 110 now. That's probably my next tier 8 acquisition. It's either going to be that or the T28, and frankly, I'd rather it be the 110. And I've heard tell that the 110, the WZ111 and the 113 are all pretty good tanks to play. So at that point, I will have run out of heavy tanks to research, and I'll have to get into earnest into mediums and tank destroyers, because there's a lot more of those that I just haven't played at all. So there we are, the 50B. I am rather enjoying it. I haven't had that many battles in it so far, but it is different enough that I'm probably going to end up playing it a lot more than I do my T110E5. And it's such a nice upgrade on the 5120 in every way that it's not been a disappointment. It's felt like a good end of the line goal. It's felt like a good achievement to then get to this thing. It feels like a reward. So anyway, if you have enjoyed this video, you can hit the like button, you can leave any comments below, you can subscribe to my channel, and as always, stay tuned for more.